Yo, what's up, everyone? My name is Mizuki.
I'm Leon, and we're doing a tier list of the
Yes,
classic event.
it's a unique event to say the least. The hub was very cool. It was a lot like throwbacks from like back in the day. Maybe it's cool if we can explain a little bit from when we started playing, basically. I joined when 2013 was around, somewhere in June, I believe, if I remember that correctly. So I've been around for like more than 10 years, and I've seen great updates, great events. I've joined them all, participated in the most ones, the fun ones. I've seen the bad ones, basically that. And for me, this event kind of felt like an in-between mixture from time to time.
Well, I basically started in like early 2009. I think about like May or April, if I correctly remember. It's
All right, so as we said before, this is a tier list. Very cool. We've actually, I should say, Leona actually made this. We're going to start off first by the hub.
yep.
All right, so we have some footage here that is showing Leon playing on the hub, flinging people around with bazookas and the classic things floating everywhere. Maybe you can tell a little bit more about what you've seen there.
I mean, the hub when it started up, it was very refreshing. I thought it was very worked out. It had a lot of like references and callbacks of like the early 2000s, like the 2010s and before even, which is very nice to see. Surprisingly, in my opinion, it's one of the better like games featured, and it's not even supposed to be the game, you know.
Yeah, I feel that. There were indeed a lot of Easter eggs, very cool stuff, very interactive as well. To be honest, I don't really have a major downside with the map personally. I think it's definitely one of the, if not the better or the best ones that the entire event actually had to offer, as in like what it was and what it turned out to be with all the games and everything. Personally, I think it is. I won't say it's an S tier because there is always room for improvement. So I kind of want to stay a little clear from that, but I think it's the first A tier for sure.
It's the A tier.
Maybe.
It's probably it's gonna be the high A tier, so it's gonna be like ranked.
Yeah, I agree.
So this is
It's
definitely like
definitely
the highest A you can get,
yeah.
in my
I think
opinion.
it's one of the best ones that the event had to offer.
Most definitely. So next up is gonna be the Dusty Trip, which is surprisingly an improved version of the original game. The major issue I had with hearing Dusty Trip being in the event is the fact that it had the awful gun mechanic. Like the aiming was super awful, even though you had it straight and the cursor was like on the enemies. It just sometimes wouldn't hit. Of course, it could be a skill issue or a perspective issue, but it seemed like a bit of an overlooked flaw. In the event, they kind of fixed it with your firearm always being pointed directly forward, or at least to the middle of your screen, so your shots went where you were aiming.
To be honest, we talked about it. We thought the event started off pretty good, pretty strong. There were a little bugs here and there, some core bugs from the main game as well, from like the hand being all at the back of the somewhere across the rainbow in the galaxy while you're still driving, and yeah, that's a fun thing. I like the introduction of like the mini boss fights that you came across
Yeah,
with like
definitely.
the glass houses and then the
The
horde at
admin
the
balls that shot like rockets at people and stuff. That was
exact.
very clever. Yep,
Yeah,
definitely a
and
throwback.
also the text placement was also pretty unique. It reminded me a little bit of like an actual scavenge hunt, which
Yeah,
was very cool.
they were far apart and like far between, so it wasn't too obviously where they were hidden. We had to even replay the game to get like the last two ticks because we just haven't found them earlier.
Exactly, and we were also really getting lucky with the items. I think there were really generous like item drops that we found.
Yeah, it was very generous
Definitely
for new
change
players
up.
because there was like a lot of guns scattered around the map.
Yeah, that's true. Basically, I think this is for me the first A tier as well, or the second one, I should say. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Definitely it's not gonna be like a top 8 here, it's gonna be like a second one.
Yeah, it's definitely the second one. It will not. This is not set in stone yet, and of course, this is for entertainment purposes only. Enjoyment and new player experience.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. New player experience is definitely one of the things which why Dusty Trip is high, because it's very generous to new players as well.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Also
you have a car, drive ahead, and then avoid the bumps in the road and do a little side things, basically.
Yes. Also, besides the main hub, this is the only game that actually utilized the VIP t-shirt. Just want to point it out.
Yeah, that's also a clever detail. I forgot about that. So everyone knows nowadays that there is a VIP t-shirt released in this event, and that should open new doors or like VIP things, very cool stuff. But sadly, we haven't seen enough of it.
T-shirt was free, so I cannot really complain about it, you know.
No, but it's a nice addition.
It was nice that it was added, so I agree. The second one, Adopt Me, well, I mean...
Yeah, this is probably the first hot take that we're going to encounter on this this video. For an event standpoint, I think there was not really much related to the old classic event. There was a T-pod that you had to race, basically. And it took a long time.
Like, not judging the game, but purely like the implementation of the event, it sucked. It straight out sucked. I mean, you play some of the core gameplay, which to me it's very boring, because all you do is you wait for the little quote-unquote path you have to have like a desire, and then you fulfill it, and then you wait for the next one. That's all. Even if you like, it tells you to go camping, you go to the camping ground and you wait there. That's all, and then you walk to the next one. Like that's all the classic related things. It's just the pad and that tower. That's it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start the voting with our first C tier to D tier.
I was thinking high D tier.
Low C to high D, indeed.
Yeah. We'll put it in C for now.
We'll put it in C for now. All right, Arsenal.
Oh man.
Leon, tell us more about this magnificent game that costed me like 5 holes in my wall.
I kind of liked the event. Like, it was okay. It had the style was very familiar. It was very simplistic, kind of like the hub, but it didn't really. It used like quote-unquote band techniques, like using C-frame or like cylinders and stuff, which weren't like mesh parts, actually like cylindrical objects, which no one would notice basically unless you're a developer yourself. But
yeah, also to point out, not to go, and it's a lot outside of this like reviewing thing or like the grading. Leon is like a builder, so that's why he's going so in depth about like the design of the classic event, basically. So you can judge more about that part. I'm not really a builder or a coder. I'm just playing.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
So
the only issue I had with Arsenal itself is one of the challenges is kind of tricky to do, especially if you're like not used to Arsenal. You need to get really like adept in it very quickly, because it's called pistol only, which to me it wasn't too hard if you know how to kite like specific enemies around corners, so you can take them on one by one if you need it. Like especially with the first minigunner, it's a short path you have to kill that thing, and the standard gun you have does not do a lot of damage at all. It takes like 2 or 3 shots on the basic enemy. On the gas it takes like 5. On like any other it takes like 8 to like a whole mag.
Yeah.
And then you have that minigunner which takes like 7 magazines.
They were really difficult to get past with.
Yeah, if you turn a corner too quickly, you're dead basically, which was kind of tricky, but I got it in the end. It didn't take too long. I think it took me 2 or 3 tries.
Yeah.
The 15-minute run is doable. It's a bit tricky, especially if you're not like used to the mechanics, because at the end the flood escape, very classic. I like the detail, but parkouring in Arsenal, I have the thing where when I jump, my speed going forwards is never the same. It's always irregular. It changes. which is very finicky when you have like platforms mid-air where you don't have a wall to bump against to slow down.
Yeah, that's the thing that also killed me in like the run that I tried to go for, and I was stressing out if I got it or not. But yeah, that kind of threw me off as well. There were also, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I did get it in one try, but like I said, it was tricky. I think the first time I played it, it took me like at least 25 minutes to get just one run in to do the run itself, like the original one. Finding all the weapons and stuff.
Yeah, I liked the introduction of like the different classic weapons. That was very unique. But then again, yeah, we have seen it before. That we'll talk about that later. That's a different game on this list as well. But this was like, I don't know, it felt really different. And y'all probably going to yell at me, yeah, duh, it's a different game. Sure. Just give me a break here for a second.
I am gonna say it's one of the few games that actually did something unique with it, especially just for the event, which I do appreciate because it shows high effort. It's not too related being like a fast-paced FPS shooter, because back in the day that didn't really exist. But then again, we're in 2024, so we can't like say like it has to be your way.
That's true.
Like,
there's always
overall, I'm pretty satisfied with Arsenal, and I don't think it's one of the worst games that the event had to offer. I even think it's one of the better ones. Personally, I was thinking either the highest B or a low A. It showed a lot of like...
Let's give it a low A.
Yeah, it showed a lot of like at least effort to the game. It had a lot of... It stuck to the classic, you know. So yeah. I would say it's a good one.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, then we have Blade Ball. Oh boy, Blade Ball.
But the event I really liked. I don't know why. I was playing it against an AI with like a gimmick of like dodging other abilities in the same way or the same time. Yeah. It was very
also
fun.
On a very classic map as well. Sword fight on the heights.
Sword fight on the heights was a perfect like height. You fighting on the fire ring in the middle. Very nice.
Yeah, you had to watch out and regularly jump, because sometimes you would get jailed and then soak massive damage, because most of the time after someone gets jailed there will be a shockwave or like a lava wave that he sends out. And if you're unlucky, like I was a few days ago, I got like jailed on the ground, hit by lava, and I got a rocket blasted right at my face. And that was GG easy. So I'm gonna say, I think this is our first B tier game, I think.
Yeah, it did have like everything that was related to the classic things. Even the maps were very simple. They still had like building techniques of like the old ways with the fire and the torches and like just the pillars and stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
So it was alright. Now here comes the second hot take probably in this video. Bad Wars.
Oh boy, Bad Wars.
Did we not have fun playing that stuff? It's...
Oh my god, there's a crater in my wall and it has the name Bad Wars all written all around it.
Yeah, it's one of the games that made me contemplate about destroying my keyboard, not gonna lie.
You had a very good time playing that with me.
Man, I really did not like that at all. I'm surprised we got it playing with like one friend and two random. You know, you've seen those videos on like Minecraft Bad Wars, right? Where they catch people using kill aura and like not having any knockback and stuff. That's like all your enemies, but just going at you at once. They can hit you like 17 times because you can hit them once. It was goofy. It wasn't even like fun. Bad. It was just bad. It was not enjoyable at all. It had nothing to do with classic. Like the maps didn't look classic. The objective wasn't classic. It just, you play Bad Wars with a gimmick. The gimmick is you just have like hacker AIs against you. It wasn't fun at all. I did not enjoy it.
It was not beginner friendly. That's definitely sure. I think it's for me it's a D tier.
Definitely, it would be the lowest D tier as well. Like anything that comes at would be in front of Bad Wars. It was. The game itself, I could totally get why people play it. The event-wise, no, it was actually a horrible experience. I don't think a lot of people liked it at all. As far as I heard, like from QA testers, from fucking developers, like other people that I know, nobody really liked it. If I asked them to play it again, they would say no immediately. They don't like it.
Yeah, and if you would ask me, I would say no either. Sorry,
No,
man.
yeah, no, I'm glad it's over. That's what I would say, man.
So that was rough. It was rough, and I can get someone over here to pay my wall back or fix my wall
Yeah,
because it's
exactly.
definitely broken. Anyway, next game on the list, Bee Swarm Simulator.
Bee Swarm Simulator. The game itself, it's alright. You know, I've played it for a few months and then I probably never touched it again just because I got bored of it, which is fine. You know, I can totally see why people played it. The event itself, it's really, it's a real miss.
I don't know. It feels weird. I think it's. I don't know. I don't really understand what they were going for. It felt like Plants vs Zombies.
Yeah.
Definitely that.
Yep.
But then again, I have never played like some of those games. I saw bricks sometimes on the map, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, you grab them, but you don't really know what
I
they
don't
do.
understand what they are doing. Apparently, it was currency to like pay the
Purchase.
resources around there to upgrade your sword, to upgrade your bees, your movement speed, give buffs.
People just steal bricks from the enemies you just killed, which
Yeah,
was
also
also
that.
kind of annoying.
All right, I'd say it's a low C tier.
I would still kill it a D tier, not gonna lie. Me personally. It's
I
really a
think
miss.
I
It
think
had
it's a
nothing to
high
do with.
D tier then.
It would be a higher D, of course. Nothing's gonna beat Bedrock in D tiers, but
Next game.
Dress to Impress. It's one of the games that really just makes me want to put it in Y tier immediately. It had nothing to do with it. Like the core gameplay. It's okay. Let me put it this way: you're forced to play it though, like in the lobby, to
Yeah.
either wait like 30 seconds or 20 minutes or whatever it takes
Or
to
rejoin, basically.
yeah, rejoin a server that hasn't started yet or just finished, which is a time span of only 30 seconds, by the way.
Yeah.
It
and
is.
Then there,
Oh man. And then the event
Um,
itself, I wanted to show footage of this, but since I already completed it, the portal disappeared, so I couldn't even go back to the little obstacle course, which it was kind of easy up until a certain point with the very, very tiny, narrow, like, poles you had to stand on and then jump from one pole to the next. I really would place it in Y, but that's my opinion,
Yeah.
man. It missed the mark completely.
yeah, for me, I would say it's definitely a low D, but I can see why the Y tier would be also a good fit for that.
Y
so we
tier
can-
should literally just. It wouldn't mean necessarily bad, but it's just why is it in here? It had nothing to do with it at all. This is just why.
Clip It was a weird one though. That is the next game. I didn't really dislike it though. I guess this will be a Y tier for you.
Yeah, it's,
And definitely a C tier for me, I think.
you would give that a C tier?
I think I would, yeah.
Okay, just because of that, I will
definitely.
place it high Y tier, but it is. It just had nothing to do with the event itself. The content is just walk from A to B to get like a picture, or, like record a video
For,
with
yeah, but
X
for me
person.
it was,
Finding
yeah,
the tickets was annoying.
for me pretty straightforward. It's a TikTok game. Cool. Woohoo. Nice.
Yeah.
Alright. The next game that we have on the list
Dragon
is
Adventures.
Dragon Adventures. I really love that game. That was a good game.
The game itself, I really liked it, but event-wise, I probably wouldn't rank it that high at all because it got repetitive, and again, it had a very lack of like classic themed items until the
Yeah.
later stages. Like I think it's like
Yeah, the final reward.
even then, it's only one world that really went classic, the volcano world.
There was this one thing though. Basically, everyone has their plot, and after you've done all the tasks, you were awarded with like the happy home of Roblox or like the classic Roblox home.
I would honestly give it a high D tier because there was
High
more
D
to do
tier.
than adopt me, but then again, it showed the same lack of like classic elements or gameplay in it.
Mm, It's still better than Adopt Me though.
Oh yeah, that's why I put it above Adopt Me. Place it in a low B if you really want to, but I wouldn't like give it a high D
You know,
or a high B at all.
let's just keep it in B tier to let it sink in a little bit, and then we will swap it out maybe later. For me, Driving Empire, I'm sorry, but it's low D tier.
Yeah,
It's like right next to Bad Wars.
it's
I'm
in
sorry.
between Bed Wars and Swarm.
Yeah.
It had a. I'm gonna say, be honest. it looked very low effort. Everything that it features was free models, and this is not even to rip on the developers. It's literally a free model map that probably someone in 2014 created and then just like
True.
forgot about it.
Hmm.
It was not even hidden away. If you were in the main map and you looked up, you could just see it floating around like right
Yep.
above, which is also breaking immersion totally.
Yep. That was the problem that I also would have.
It
With
featured a game or a battle pass where you had to grind out the stages to get like your tokens reward, which was
Yep. It was very lackluster. I've done a little
I
bit
did
of
not like it,
digging.
man.
I've
I'm
done a
ashamed to
little bit
admit
of
I
digging,
paid
but
for the Game Pass to make it go twice as fast because it was
yeah,
just
same.
agonizingly
Same.
annoying. It's repetitive,
So
it's not fun, it's not engaging. The best part about it was searching tickets again. It's just driving around the map, find the ticket, go back.
true. I'm going a little bit more in about my personal experience with driving Empire. Basically, I was driving around the map outside of like the event thingy, and then I looked up, and then there was like a big floating rock, and I was like, "That's. I hope that's not the event area," and it was. Eventually, after there is a clip right now playing, and you can see that I'm driving in a race with Builderman, and his car is way faster than mine, of course, but never mind details. As you can see, the city is right down there, and it's really breaking just like the immersion. I hope they were like putting this little bit more away from the city, at least. And then again, it's there's a paywall to get increased tokens.
It's a
Yeah.
hit and miss on it. I only did races against Builderman in multiplayer because it just I couldn't stand going from one point to the next point and then back and forth the entire time. It's just
Yeah, that's understandable.
yeah.
All right, the next game is Gunfight Battle Arena, if I'm correct.
Yep, that is Gun Battle Arena fighting game.
I think this is it's for me a D tier as well. There was like one classic map.
I don't know. I would. Yeah, no. There's 3 classic maps, which all of them are fine. Nothing really stands out as classic, but it had the right style, the right color palette,
Let's
so
put
it was
let's
okay.
put it at low C. Low C. Let's
It
put
would
it
be
there.
it would be a lower C, yeah, definitely. The thing I really hated about it is the slingshot. Just want to point it out. That thing, even if you hit, you don't hit. It did jack all damage. It wasn't
Yeah.
fun. It was actually
25 kills with the slingshot was intense. Let's just say that.
dude, I was like, oh, it's only 25 kills. That must be doable. Then I get like 1 kill. It's like, oh, it's not that bad. And then I just proceed to miss someone in like 4 magazines in a row. And somehow I'm still alive, but they're also alive because you just couldn't hit them.
Alright, next game is Livetopia. We put it in the Y and then the lowest of the tier.
Yeah,
This
It's-
game had nothing related to classic Roblox. This
nothing at
game-
all. It's
Sure.
really, there was nothing classic about it. I don't know why it was in the event, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nothing against the developers of the game. It's one of the games, you know. It's the thing you had to do in the event, the objective, like doing deliveries back and forth like 15 times for your tokens. It's
Yeah.
reused old content that they removed out the game like a few months or years ago.
I have a very big dishwasher downstairs, and I'd rather, clear that out than play this game.
Yeah,
To be honest.
actually, that's actually what happened. It's fun that you mention it. I had to do the dishes and I had more fun than playing Livetopia. It was actually that boring. It had
Yeah.
nothing classic going for it either. For no reason, by the way, the fire truck being the fastest starting like vehicle you could get. It goes 50 studs per second and everything else goes 40. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
sure.
I like the driving animation of the vehicles as well. As you can see, we have some insane initial D on the background.
It is.
This is some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I did not enjoy the game at all. It was very mundane. It was boring, really. At least the event task, it had nothing like classic offering for it. It's really just why is it in here? That's actually what it
Yeah.
is. That's
Yeah.
why this exists. It's just why is it in here? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Next up
Alright.
is Restaurant Tycoon 2. I've heard a lot of people disliking the game, and I can totally get why, because it takes a ton. But then again, remember, you're playing a tycoon. Those games always have taken like a lot of time to get somewhere, you know.
Definitely.
A lot of the arguments against it is it takes too long because you can only get the points when you feed a classic item to a classic like Robloxian, and it takes a while to have that happen. But you know, I get it for the average gamer that just wants to like speed through the entire event. You have to wait like around an hour, maybe hour and a half to complete it.
Yeah,
Kind of
I've heard,
iffy, you know, because you play basically you played through the entire game.
mhm. Right, where will we put this?
Honestly,
I'm a little bit lost with this one. I think it's somewhere.
I would place it between, and people are probably gonna disagree because they hated it because of it's just waiting really. I would put it either high C or low B. I don't think it's
Yeah,
D worthy, or maybe it is. I don't know. Low C could also do.
low C. It's definitely better than Gunfight Arena for me. To be fair.
Fair enough. You're gonna hate me for this one. I would personally place the Tower Defense Simulator on a low B.
Yeah, that's a little bit
But I don't think
controversial
you.
for me.
Yeah, I don't think you would agree on that.
Nah, there were like
It's not
massive.
beginner friendly. That's the
No,
biggest issue
no.
I had with this one.
I'm not experienced with tower defense games at all.
Yeah.
All right, I'll leave this one up to you. I will definitely give it the low C if I had to vote, but I'll choose a midway in it.
Then we'll go high C. You know, if we're gonna go mid, it would be high C because it's low B to low C, so big high C.
Yeah, yeah. All right, this is the well-known and infamous to all boomers and its
Toilet
show.
Tower Defense. It is one of the games of all time.
I think it is better than the previous tower defense.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, since this is the last one, I kind of want to put every tower slash objective defender game on the same tier, like all of them, and it's gonna be D tier. Like all of them kind of just sucked. There's one that sucked
Yeah.
less than others. Like Bad Wars is an object defender. It cannot be beaten. That was terrible. Not gonna lie.
True.
Tower
true.
Defense Simulator could go there, and Beast Swarm Simulator is already there. You know, I would rate Driving Empire above all of them.
I wouldn't say that though. I did enjoy it more than the Driving Empire one, because riding away and
Yeah.
playing
Okay.
taxi.
Fair
That's
enough. Right.
I think then the tower defense should be at the top then, and then followed by toilet.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that's definitely
That's fair.
the
But,
way
like
it is.
this again is just this keeps why, man. This is
I
no
don't know,
hate against the developers and like the games
didn't
itself,
really-
just event wise. It's just why is it in there? It had nothing to do with it.
To be honest, I didn't really mind clip it after I knew what I should be doing with like videos. Otherwise, I would never have found
Dude,
out what I should be doing.
I figured it out, but even then, it's like, why?
think,
After I got it, I was just like left really speechless. Just that, like, why?
Hmm.
I'm gonna be honest. Like the next day, I woke up and I did not even realize Clip It was in it. The same with Bee Swarm Simulator. Like after you played
True,
the event,
true.
it didn't stick at all. I forgot
No,
that I
I
played
was-
it until we had to make this video and I had to get the
Yeah.
thumbnails, man. It's like
basically, yeah. All right, guys. I think this will be it.
I'm gonna
this is
disagree.
our,
We're gonna do one simple final change.
All right.
There you go.
I want to make my one final change, basically.
What do you want to change?
I want the tower defense on B tier, I think.
This one?
Both.
Both on B?
Yeah.
Dude, you're crazy.
And
I wouldn't say, because it's like all
Adopt
tower
Me-
defense
Adopt
games.
Me, Adopt Me, I want on D tier. I think, in my opinion, this is the final one.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna be honest,
I feel
okay?
like this is it.
It just makes sense.
Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. If you disagree or agree with the section and the topics that we made, or like the tier list itself, or want to fill in on more information about some other games or try to convince us, leave it down in the comments. We will read them and
Try
we
to
will
get back
gladly
to you,
see
you know.
you. Yes. We'll gladly see you when we see you. Take
Exactly.
care and
Goodbye.
peace out.